This is Innovation Fixation, a series featuring local inventors showcasing the future of technology in our community.
Welcome to Innovation Fixation. I'm Beth Curley, Entrepreneurship Professor at Hillsborough Community College and your guest host. Today's guest is Ed Gorski, co-founder of Clearly Agile Solutions. So Ed, can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Sure, we are a custom software development shop. We do Agile coaching, and we're also releasing a product called Site Tracker in the next couple months. We're located in the Tampa Bay area, and collectively, the other founders and myself, we've had decades of experience working with IT right here in Tampa Bay.
What does everybody bring to the company?
Well, I moved down here in 2001. I have a computer science degree from Allegheny College, and I grew up in New York. But came down to Tampa because, I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a place that everybody vacations in, right? So we moved down here, and I've had a variety of work, either as an employee or a contractor or owning smaller businesses off to the side, where I got a lot of experience, and same with my partners in healthcare, education, government, even the private industry. So that's something we all wanted to bring together after seeing some of the things that we didn't like with in the industry. We wanted to bring kind of a better practices to our organization. And based on my 16 years of experience just in Tampa Bay, and my co-founders as well, we wanted to bring that into Clearly Agile.
So how did you determine the need for what your solutions are?
Right.
You mentioned your industry experience, of course, but what kind of made you pull the trigger on starting this business?
Well, one thing we've seen, because we have a couple of different facets to the business, and one being the custom software development, and the other being our products that we bring to the table. So the custom software developments is, we like to sit with a client, figure out what their problem is, and not dictate what they want to do, but rather kind of guide them into the solution that works best for them. I know some companies, and this is from our experience, will dictate what a client needs to do to be successful. And it's especially bad in today's culture where you've got these big high-profile apps, and everybody wants to be the next Facebook or Angry Birds or Candy Crush, but there are a lot of viable solutions that people can bring to the table that they just need direction. They don't need to be told what to do. They just need to realize, they've got a plan, it's a good plan, make some adjustments and get to the end game for them. So that's something that we've seen in other places we've worked that they didn't do a good job of doing. And that's something that we want to do. And we're invested in our client success, not just from a beginning of project to an end of project, but all the way through, get them to the App Store, get them what they need after to be successful as well.
Speaking of success, do you have any stories of clients that you've worked with that they've had any sort of success?
Yeah, I mean,
stories?
Absolutely. We had just finished an app for a beverage retailer. It was a liquor and alcohol type application. And the problem that they had is they started in New York, went out to San Francisco to try to get firms to develop software for them. And the problem that they ran into was that nobody wanted to help them realize their vision. They wanted to dictate what the app should be, and the client didn't like that. So they came to us. And what we ended up doing is just listening. That's it. We listened and we guided them towards a great technological solution. And they just got released to the App Store as well, and they're super happy with it. And one of the pieces that I like most about the project is the fact that they were able to get that top tier talent right here in Tampa. They didn't have to go to Silicon Valley, they didn't have to go to New York, they came right here.
Oh, that is so true. I know that the Tampa Bay community has really embraced technology and bringing tech companies here. And so can you tell us a little bit about that, what the resources have been like for you and your company, and how welcoming Tampa is for tech
I mean,
companies?
absolutely. And you can see it in just the investment that's happened in the last couple of years. You see people like Jeff Vitnick that are almost redoing downtown and investing in it. And he realizes that this is a place to grow, not only culturally or a place where people want to come on vacation, but where people can start a business and have that business succeed. And I'm really excited about it because I had mentioned before, who wouldn't want to live in a place that everybody comes to vacation to?
That's so true. So do you have any expansion plans? How do you see the company growing over into the future?
Well, in the end, we want to provide the custom services, but we also want to develop products. So one of the products we've developed that we're releasing in 2 months is called Site Tracker. And what Site Tracker does, it's one of those things where through consulting with various companies and working on these custom solutions, we realized that there was room for a solution to a problem. And the problem being, if you're a retailer that has a franchisee model, you've got 200 stores, you've got 52 stores, you've got 4. Your options for managing those projects and managing those franchisees is either paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for high-end, really confusing, hard-to-use software that maybe you use a tenth of, or Excel. Having one person manage an Excel spreadsheet for a retailer that had 200 locations is really ridiculous. So what we did is we saw this need and we developed our own software as a service to address that concern and not develop a super complicated application that was very expensive that didn't solve their needs. So we focused on retailers with franchisee models and help them, grade sites, determine where it's best to start a project, manage their franchisee relations, manage the project, execute the project, and then, manage the location after the project's done.
So Ed, tell us how people can contact you to find out more about you and your organization.
Sure. We are on the web at clearlyagileSolutions.com. And then, of course, we're on Facebook and Twitter. You can look us up on Twitter at Clearly Agile Inc.
Your company sounds fascinating, and it's great that it's part of that tech community that Tampa is really getting to be known for. Do you have any just last few comments or anything that you want the audience to know before you go?
Sure. In the end, I'm just excited about the community. There's a lot of creative and brilliant people down here. We've got great schools, we've got great culture, and great jobs. And I'm just excited that I'm able to have a business that can succeed here.
Great. It was so wonderful having you here today, and what you're doing sounds absolutely amazing.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun, Beth.
Yes,
Thank you.
very good.
If you'd like to be featured on Tampa Bay Community Network, please call 813-977-5200 or visit tbcn.org.